I was reading a statistic, and it says that divorce is the second highest stressor for humans, second only to the death of a spouse. And I found that very interesting because most of the time when people think of a divorce, or if they hear someone's going through a divorce, you kind of go like, okay, what happened? Who did what? Blah, blah, blah. But you don't realize the stress that that person is under, because it is a death, right?
Yes.
It's a death of a dream, a marriage, a future with this person, maybe financial stability at that time. Can you speak a little bit more? Do you share about that at all with your group, about you are going to grieve?
Absolutely. It is a critical part of this process. Many people think that they're just going to stuff it and they're going to jump into the next relationship and resume a different life. It doesn't work that way. Our bodies, our souls, our minds need that time to, again, process through, to be able to articulate. There is empowerment in knowing that we are grieving. And that may sound counterintuitive, but if I can say the simple statement, I am grieving, that acknowledges where I'm at and who I am. And that can lead to further steps of grieving to begin healing, because we have to be able to process this, or it's going to affect us physically. It'll blow up in the next relationship. It'll blow up in different areas. I write about it in the book. A gentleman who was so profound to me many, many years ago. We were talking about anger. And he was very quiet up to that point. And we were like 3-4 weeks in, we were talking about anger. And he raised his head and he said, of course I'm angry, because then I don't have to feel the pain. So anger is one way in which we are trying to work out, come to grips with where we are. So we need that process to begin. And that's going to be, we've got that depression, we've got that sadness. It needs to be worked out. Sounds ironic, but it needs to be worked out with sadness. Depression, we work through with sadness. So we have to allow ourselves that.
Yeah, because if we all know, when you stuff things down, it will pop up somewhere. It may be years later, but it's going to come back up. And so lean into that grief.
Yes.
And even if you don't hit all the stages, but just to be aware of, okay, this is grief. I'm aware of the stages. So when it starts to kind of come upon you, you're not surprised.